Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. I appreciate all of you for leaving the comments and the likes that I've been getting. It means a lot to me to feel like the time that I put into these videos is worthwhile, and that you guys out there, the viewers, are learning a few things and catching a few extra fish with some of the information that I'm providing. And yeah, that's awesome. I love that. So thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I've got new videos that come out every other day for the most part, sometimes more frequently than that. And once tournament season starts here in a few more weeks, we'll start having full tournament recaps, which I really enjoy doing. I think those are a lot more entertaining to watch, and just a little bit of a break from what we've been doing recently. So hit that subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. And you know, today I just want to talk about a question that I received from a viewer, and the specific question was, do I ever use bright colored baits, plastic baits? And if I do, when should they use them? And my answer to that is I very much do use bright colored baits. As you guys can see, I've got all kinds of different super bright colored plastic lures, and you know, it goes against everything we know of in terms of matching the hatch. I mean, you're not going to find anything out in the wild that really matches bright pink, bright greens, bright yellows, you know, bright oranges, the fluorescent type colors. But sometimes, you know, you don't have to match the hatch. Sometimes you want to stand out to draw the attention to you. So you know, if you've got a school of bait fish and you throw a chrome bait through that school of bait fish, the fish might not be able to hone in on that bait quite as much as they would if you were throwing a, you know, a hot pink bait. This is at least how I think about it. So I very much think there are times you want to try to get your bait to stand out, and a good way to do that is to use a fluorescent colored bait, a very, very bright bait. So, you know, whether you're trying to not necessarily blend in with the surroundings, or you're trying to draw attention from fish by just, you know, having something that's bright and draws their attention, I think that's one definite reason to use bright colored baits. Another reason, or another time that I really like bright colored baits, is around the spawning period. I feel like you get a lot of really good reaction strikes from a bright colored bait. And the best way that I can describe this, and I've always kind of called them disco baits or rave baits, because to me, when you throw a really bright colored bait, it almost feels like you're at a rave, right? And people are using glow sticks. And you know, I look at it this way: if I'm sitting on a couch and I've got a rave dancer with glow sticks in front of me, waving their arms, making a big commotion, I'm going to get much more aggressive or upset with that rave dancer than I will, you know, somebody who's doing the waltz in front of me, right? Somebody who's just kind of minding their own business. So I think, you know, especially when you've got a fish on a bed or around the spawning period, you've got males that are aggressive because they're guarding the nest. They're trying to attract females into the nest. So you've just got, you know, aggressive male fish up in the shallow. So, you know, if you put something in front of them that makes them mad, they're more likely to bite it when they're in aggressive mood. I think the same can be said for female fish during the spawn. You know, you've got female fish that are ready to spawn and can very much be agitated into biting. You know, I think most women would say during their third trimester of pregnancy, they're a little bit more agitated. And I like to think that the female bass around the spawning period are the same way. They're looking, they will be agitated into biting easier with a bright colored bait than, you know, maybe a green pumpkin or a watermelon. I just feel like you draw very violent strikes when you throw these aggressive plastic baits. So, you know, those are the main times that I throw my bright colored baits. The spawning period is always good. And then, you know, if you've got what I would consider schooling fish, or you're just trying to draw aggressive strikes or stand out, you know, which a lot of time is schooling fish, that I definitely think you can capitalize by throwing these crazy colors. You know, I definitely, it's not something that I do every time I'm on the water, but I've got a lot of bright colored plastics that I've caught a lot of fish on, and I think it's definitely worth using. So don't overwrite, you know, having some of your favorite plastics in bright colors and giving them a try. The majority of the time it's probably not the go-to color, but when it's on, it's so much better than a natural colored bait. So you want to keep it honest for sure. So yeah, that's where I'm at on this. They're just fun baits to use. A lot of times you see the strikes are visual too, because you can see your bait so well that it's really a fun way to fish. So give it a try, guys. Let me know what you think. You know, if you catch some good fish on some bright colored baits, I'd love to see some pictures. Leave me some comments, hit that like button, and subscribe if you haven't done that already. And if you've got other questions, please shoot them over. I'm more than happy to answer them. So thanks for watching.